20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally, third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Truck Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yes!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Morgan McClure Chevrolet, honk,
Honk.
honk.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Oh, another beautiful Sunday. Ready for
Fucking beautiful.
I mean,
It's gloomy out, brother.
After it rained, it's nice out though.
Is it? I haven't even looked yet. I haven't walked outside yet.
Patrick, welcome as usual, brother. Good to have you as always.
My bad. I didn't have comments up. What's going on, Patrick? Thanks for coming on in.
Episode 26, bro. I was literally, so while the countdown was going on, I'm over here flipping through paint schemes to number 26 to remember who drove the 26 car, dude. There's some good ones.
There is some good ones, and I don't think we have a never mind. We've got it, it's here this week.
Woo.
We got it here this week. Dude, Talladega, Texas, I am just fucking dragging my feet trying to get through the fact that we're in Texas today.
Listen, the grass, man.
Cooper?
The grass is killer this week already. We'll see if somebody gets it today.
Brother, and we're going to dive in a little bit more to some Texas stuff when we go over Trucks and Xfinity, but all these people that want the grass removed, there's a simple solution to all this, and it's don't hit the fucking grass.
It is. And I felt bad for Josh yesterday. Josh was the fourth car in line and everybody else is going to the grass and you're just following everybody in front of you. And he had nowhere to go, hit the grass and got the worst of that deal. But that truck wreck the other night, oh my God, that was insane.
Right. Patrick's having Cheerios and coffee. Looking forward to the race today.
Oh, that's a little shout out to the 26 car, little Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Johnny Benson, Cheerios 26 car, bud.
Firmly Park. We'll talk about Chris Wright today.
Oh my!
Like a broken freaking record at this point this season, but
I sent a message to our group chat yesterday, and it was only one of 3 times of Chris Wright doing Chris Wright things.
He makes the tier of non-driving.
So the other thing I really want to comment on, and I've seen a lot of comments on Twitter about it and Facebook about it, is the speed of that 2 truck the other night. Did you see any of that?
No.
So Cody Dennison was so far off the pace. Dude, it was unsafe. Guys were catching him at a rate of speed that was just insane.
I'm trying to see if I can pull up anything, just showing how slow he was.
Let me see if I can find it, because I had it.
You had it pinned up?
I thought I did. Let me see.
Hunt probably almost threw Chris Wright's spotter off the freaking tower just because he was so mad at Chris Wright.
but that's an all-guy race, man. I mean, it's been like that for years. He'll go through a streak where he has good runs and then stupid stuff will happen. I mean, when I was with Armor, we had a race at Bristol that we dominated, won the first 2 stages, led half of stage 3 and had a hub break while leading by 7 seconds. I mean, Darlington races, he put it in the wall while dominating. I mean, it's just, I hate to say it, but it's just an all-guy's luck. That's just how it is for him.
Shout out Parsons Friday night. Dude ran very well.
He's been looking really good. I mean, I think he's improving. I think you got to think when he was with some of those other teams, those teams were dog shit teams in comparison to what he's with now. And I mean, He looked really good. I mean, he ran with that 75 truck for a little while, but I mean, you can't compare him to Parker Kligerman because that's we won't talk about that.
Cheating bastard.
I just don't like him.
Episode 26 means we have car number 26 history. As of the writing of this thread, in NASCAR Cup Series competition, the 26 car has started 1,105 races, has 22 wins, 36 poles, 116 top fives, 259 top tens, and 373 DNFs. Joe Ruttman started 29 races during the 86 season in the 26 Quaker State Buick Regal, owned by drag racing legend Kenny Bernstein's team, King Racing. Morgan Shepherd drove the number both before Ruttman and after for 31 starts in 85 to 80 and 87. Ricky Rudd earned 2 wins in his 58 starts in the 26 from 88 to 89. Brett Bodine has the most starts in the 26 with 147 from 1990 to 1994, including Brett's only career win driving the 26 Quaker State Buick Regal for Kenny Bernstein. He won his first race at North Wilkesboro Speedway, which came under some controversy. During a 17-lap caution flag, scoring was mixed up, and some felt that Darrell Waltrip was robbed of that win because of the error. It was found that Waltrip was up front, but by the time it was clear that Waltrip won, Bodine had already been declared the winner officially. When Waltrip protested, Bill France said, "You leave this kid alone, DW. It is his first win, and you will win more races." The win stood, and before the season was over, Bodine had won his first pole position at the fall event at Charlotte Motor Speedway and was 12th in championship standings. Bodine wasn't able to equal his 1990 effort and parted ways with Bernstein after the 1994 season. Sprint car champion Steve Kinzer was hired to replace Bodine in 1995, but after only 5 races, was replaced by Hut Strickland for the remainder of the year. Johnny Benson Jr., shout out Cheerios, drove the Roush Racing 26 General Mills Cheerios Ford Taurus in 66 races in the 98 and 99 seasons. Jimmy Spencer drove the 26 for 70 starts from 2000 to 2001.
Travis Carter Motorsports, wasn't it?
In twilight of Travis Carter's team, number 26 fielded by several different drivers in 2002 before lack of sponsorship drove the team out of business. Those drivers were Todd Bodine with 21 starts, Joe Nemechek with 7 starts, Frank Kimball with 6 starts, and Jeff Bodine with 1 start.
Well, I don't remember Frank Kimball ever running.
Frank Kimball drove it, and all 3 Bodine brothers drove it.
Interesting.
Jamie McMurray started in the 26 for a total of 144 times from 06 to 09, including 2 wins. This is after he left Ganassi. Fun story, that Crown Royal sponsorship was supposed to go to Carl Edwards, and instead went over to Jamie McMurray. Earl Brooks started the 26 109 times from 62 to 73 as one of the earliest professionals of any sport. He played the game simply to feed his family and to be a breadwinner to his family. Junior Johnson raced his 26 car 40 times from 63 to 66, had 12 wins. Then he owned that car and had drivers Fred Lorenzen, Curtis Turner, Bobby Isaac, Daryl Dyringer, maybe, and Leroy Yarbrough drive it. In 2014, Cole Witt started all 36 races for Swan Racing. Dave Terrell started the 34 and started 34 races in the 26 from 53 to 54. Josh Wise competed for Rookie of the Year in 2012, driving the 26 and 30 starts for Front Row Motorsports. Jeb Burton raced it 17 times. J.J. Yaley made 11 starts in it. Robert Richardson Jr. started the Daytona 500 in it. I am going to butcher this name. In 2022, Daniel Kvyat made 3 starts in the NASCAR Cup Series for Team Hesburgh. And of course, Ricky Bobby drove the 26 and the Wonder Bread car for Dennett Racing. Notable names in the 26 include David Stremme, Dave Marcus, Boris Said, Ken Schrader, Tony Raines, Michael Waltrip, Bill Elliott, David Pearson, and Dick Trickle.
God, old Dick. And it with Dick. Yes, he is over at Young's Motorsports. He's in the 20 truck right now.
Frankie Muniz reached his breaking point Friday night. Yeah, he did.
So I just went back and I found the article I was reading about the 2 truck, and I guess it was at the beginning of the race. He had 0 experience. They had no practice. They had no qualifying. So he was in the way. I guess he only finished 3 laps down, so he figured it out. But at the beginning of the race, they were saying like the closing rate that people were running up on him was absolutely ridiculous.
Speaking of Ricky Bobby, were those the other cars?
Yeah.
Man, ton to go over. Talladega, Cup race, truck race, Xfinity.
Talladega snooze fest.
Talladega snooze fest is right.
We had a lot of lead changes, though. We did have a lot of
Talladega
lead
caution or commercial.
Oh my God. We were watching on here and it was like, let's run 2-3 laps and let's go side by side. And then we'll run like 2 laps and then we'll go to a full commercial. And then our Toyota commercials. It was pretty. Yes, Cooper, I did.
He saw more than an article film. The race went exactly how I said it was going to go. You're going to have 4 wide. It's going to be all fuel saving.
It was a snooze fest because even the guys that were, riding, they were 3 wide. I mean, they stayed in a good group most of the race, but it didn't provide anything, and the coverage didn't really show anything because they were focused on like the front few cars every time,
I just know I'm going to need a beer for this, so.
I don't have any here, so I'll have one when I come to your house.
Oh, George, we'll go over Chris Wright soon enough. We'll go over Chris Wright absolutely soon enough. Last week, I swear I heard the Prime commercial say Daytona Road Course, but yesterday I heard Mexico City. I heard Mexico City, I thought, on all the
they still, like, Mexico City is still there, but they're still not, like, I've heard they're still not sure if they're going to go.
That's wild to think about because that race is only in a few weeks.
I mean, Daytona's right there, but I mean, you're not going to pack people unless you know.
Right. A super speedway race that was clean, dull, but I'll take it anytime. I mean, I'll take the finish anytime in the sense of we didn't wad up a whole bunch of cars coming to the line.
That's one good positive as a racer. That's cool. Like they all stayed clean. They didn't do dumb stuff. Go to the next comment down there. Honestly, to me, that was a fail. I enjoy dirt. I'm a huge dirt fan. I love dirt racing. These cars don't belong on dirt.
I have a little bit of a same but differing opinion as you do, Phil. I think there's so many dirt tracks around that are already established dirt tracks. Send these cars there. Doing it at a track like Bristol that's, concrete.
The Truck
every
Series
other
has
time.
tried Knoxville. They've tried Eldora. The racing's been okay, but it's Truck Series racing. I mean, half those guys don't know what the hell they're doing on an oval, never mind on a dirt track,
I just think there's so many established dirt tracks already that.
And listen, I don't even run dirt.
I don't even run dirt. I don't even run road courses.
I don't even run road courses.
I think they had it with Eldora, really. I thought Eldora would have been great for the Cup Series, for everybody involved.
Terre Haute, George, great track. I think that would be fantastic. It's a good facility. It's large. I mean, it's in a central race area there in Indiana. I think the Tony Stewart deal with Eldora kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And I think it's not even a bad taste in everybody's mouth. I think they did Tony wrong on that deal because
I think that was the tip of the iceberg of Tony leaving the sport. I think that's 100%. Where it started.
100%.
I think from then on, that's when he was further backing out of it.
And it's one of those deals for me that, like I said, I'm a race fan. I like drag racing. I like dirt track racing. I've done asphalt oval racing. I've done dirt track racing myself. It's, I'm not one of those guys that I just like racing in general, but to me, NASCAR, I think, needs to get that area out there because dirt racing right now is huge. I mean, look at the Texas dirt track last night. I don't know if anybody saw that. I flipped it on for a couple minutes just to see what everything looked like. They had the high limit series on the Texas dirt track. Unreal. I mean, those guys put on a show wherever they go, but it's that fan base is so dedicated to that dirt racing scene, and the when I ran dirt, I saw it. I ran on the southernmost dirt track in the United States, Hendry County. It's a dirt pit. It's a sand pit. They literally call it the fastest sand pit in the South. I mean, I ran at East Bay, the track that's gone now, but you go to those races, and even if it's a smaller show, just the atmosphere is different. Like I keep telling AJ, we need to take a Saturday that we're free and go down and watch a dirt race at Hendry, just because it's cool. This week they had a huge showdown there. They packed the place, which it's not hard to do. It's a little place, but it was cool to see. And I was watching some videos and following results and stuff. It's that community has a much bigger dedication to the sport in general, I think, than anybody does. The NASCAR.
I'm looking at the pictures of it. It does look like just a fucking sand pit.
It is. But look at the shape of it from up above, dude. It's one end. It's like egg shaped. One end you're in a big wide corner. The next end you got to sling it down through there because it's tight and shaped weird.
It's like dirt Darlington.
Kinda, yeah. And that's almost the way you race it. You make a big wide sweep, put it down to the bottom, and then drive up off of 4. It's
trying to see.
See, Cooper, I'm not saying I don't want to see them on dirt tracks. I want to see a better product on dirt tracks. That's the thing.
I just think there is established dirt tracks that they should go to where it's already prepped for that.
Correct.
You're not sitting it on top of an asphalt track that's going to lose the dirt in some spots. So then they're running, they're laying the rubber down super quick on it. And it just, you ruin the dirt product that way. You're not doing the dirt a service.
No, it turns to a just a hard surface. I mean, they're racing on a track
better than this
there.
one. I'll give you that. Better than the one we're at today.
I'll 100% admit it. I'm not a 1.5 mile fan at all. Not with this package. Give me the Xfinity cars there. Awesome.
I'm trying to figure out how far away Hendry County is. Hour and a half?
About an hour and a half. All back roads.
Over by Okeechobee, take 27.
You take Vermont Road down through Punta Gorda. Take 17 to Vermont down to, I think it's 80. You make a left. You're on that for like a half mile, and then you're on 27 for a couple miles. Hauling a trailer, I'm not saying I could get there and back in an hour. And there were nights that we were racing down there. I was in my car one night at like 2:30 in the morning, dude.
Damn, you literally go down a dirt road to get to this track.
Yep. Dude, it's in the middle of sugarcane fields. There's nothing around. I mean, there's like a mulch plant or something across the street from it, and then nothing.
Goodness.
Yeah, we'll have to take a ride down there one night, dude. It's a good little show. They pack it in there.
Good Lord. Hang on a second here. How can I pull this up without any of this stupid bullshit popping up next to me? I can't just show a full screen. That's how we can do it. Look at this dirt track. Look at turn 3.
Oh yeah. So hold on a second. Let me get this pulled up.
I'm gonna hide this real quick because I want to zoom in a little bit on it, and I don't want it to pull up anything.
So Share screen, Chrome tab, this one.
Turn 3 is wild to me. That comes in so quick.
So I have an onboard from my car from 21 when I was running street stocks down there. We'll just watch like the first couple laps, dude. It's a
Old boy over there is getting close to that infield tire.
so like look how hard. Whoa, look how hard you
Whoa.
throw it down in there.
Big
Watch out
jump.
for that. Watch out for that guy. Let me fast forward a little further here. So like 1 and 2, it's literally like you said, it's almost like Darlington. You make a big wide corner, and then 3 and 4 you come in, and then you just freaking crank the wheel and gas that bitch up to let it turn.
Nice helmet, Phil.
Love that helmet. My buddy Joe Platia did that for me when I had my speed shop with Jordan Dahl. He did up our helmets as a little gift to us. So I picked the colors, and then he laid down everything else.
I just love watching you work the wheel, man.
Now, this was a dedicated asphalt car that literally I took the sway bar off and swapped it to dirt. And I did not know what the hell I was doing. I was literally just...
There it is. Phil's big junk.
We're good. We're good. We just looped it. We're good. I step on it every now and then. You know, it happens to the best of us. Yeah, it was cool though. Like it was one of my goals to always run dirt. You know, where I came from up north, we didn't have dirt. I'm from New England, where, you know, I'm from modified country, where, you know, that's all they ran was Whelen modified cars, street stocks, and late models, you know. And when I came down here, we went to Punta Gorda, we went to DeSoto, we didn't go to dirt. So as I got back into it, I started going, and I was like, man, I want to do this just one time. So it happened that it fell just right. I wanted to change, and we took my asphalt car that was that car that you saw at my parents' house, swapped everything over, put a dirt body on it, and we went dirt racing for a little bit. And it was fun, man. It was cool. And then I went back with a Crown Vic a little bit later and ended up getting a win down there on dirt. My first ever Crown Vic race I ran, I ended up taking the win. So it was cool. You know, I've had a lot of cool experiences, and I could say that I've done both as a racer, as a fan. It's awesome. All T-Cot in the comments.
Oh, T-Cot. I don't know why I ever made Tristan an administrator in the chat.
I'm gonna step away for a minute, grab a drink.
No, you're good. Just going back to the Talladega stuff, like it's just the super speedway product is just brutal lately, and since the next gen started on it. You've had a handful of decent super speedway races, but they all came within the first year of the car.
It's either been big junk or nothing at all. I mean, that's the best way I can put it.
And I'm kind of hoping they need to do some sort of modifications to the car, or the package, I should say, that they're doing for the super speedways and the short tracks. Elton Sawyer's comments following the race just pissed me off to no end. And the quote from him is, "You have 67 lead changes among 23 different drivers. So when we look at all that, well, what are we trying to fix?" Just brain dead, can't read the room. Just nothing answer that we're used to hearing from Elton.
With all due respect, and I mean with all due respect, and Ricky Bobby, back to our number 26 car, told me I could say it because it's in the Geneva Convention, or whatever the hell he says. So listen, we put guys in places in NASCAR that I understand they were part of the sport, but Elton Sawyer was nothing.
Right.
You know, like it's like taking Jimmy Spencer and putting him on a NASCAR show where he's the face of the sport. Jimmy Spencer sucked, like I hated those shows. And it's like Sawyer doesn't give a shit. Like he doesn't care. He has no care
as those
about
pockets are getting lined, he don't give a fuck.
100%. But like, I liked Elton Sawyer as a driver. I thought Elton Sawyer was a decent Busch Series driver back in the day. He ran up front. He didn't have a lot of wins. He was there. Chad Little. Let's talk about that. Same thing. I mean, Chad Little was, I don't know if he still is. He was the director of the Truck Series or whatever back in the day. I understand, like, I can't judge these guys, but I'm judging the hell out of them because how are you going to be the face of the sport? Give me somebody like Harvick. Give me somebody like that who has actually been there for a long period of time as a driver, as an owner. He's seen the different sides of the sport. I want somebody like that in charge. I want somebody who's going to listen, who has their opinions. Denny Hamlin would be a perfect spot for one of those positions when he's done racing. In my opinion, I think Denny has the right opinions. I think Denny has the right mindset. That is somebody you need in one of those seats. But somebody like Elton Sawyer, cool, great. What's he doing? What's he done to improve anything? Nothing.
And Patrick's spot on. He was tone
100%.
deaf as all can be with those. And it's the same answer he always gives. Oh, we love the state the sport's in. We think the racing's great. It's not. And whoever designed the schedule this year absolutely did not think it through. Because Martinsville was bad. Then we went to, where did we go after Martinsville? Darlington?
Yeah.
Darlington wasn't great. Then we went to Bristol. Bristol wasn't great. Talladega wasn't great. Now we're going to Texas, which is the worst track on the schedule we go to.
Next week's not going to be any better at Kansas.
I think Kansas is actually pretty good. I think some people give hate to Kansas, and I think it's actually really good racing. So 5 tracks in a row for sure that you already are behind the 8 ball on. It's just not a good stretch. Can we talk about the interview with Tony Stewart and wrong he was? Which interview? Which interview? Yeah. Are we talking about the one that he did with what was it? The Barstool one? Wasn't that who he was on this week? Wasn't he with Barstool?
I think so.
We talked about how he wouldn't trade any championships for a Daytona 500 trophy.
Would you?
Probably not.
I mean, that's a tough one because Daytona 500, that's our Indy 500.
Are we talking about today's Daytona 500 or are we talking about like 2003 Daytona 500?
Honestly, a Daytona 500 is a Daytona 500.
I think in the era in which Tony won all of his championships was extremely more difficult than it is winning a Daytona 500 today.
Oh, 100%.
So I don't think he's necessarily wrong with what he said. He's right and wrong in the statement. He's got 3 championships. Hell, trade one of those 20-car championships for that Daytona 500.
He's also got that thing to his name that he's the only person that's won in NASCAR, IndyCar, and NHRA, and Dirt, and whatever the hell else Tony Stewart's won in. I mean, in my opinion, that's one of the greats in the sport in general. Sport in general. I'm talking overall driving style, whether it's no matter what car he's in. I think that man is probably one of the better overall drivers.
Think about this too. He's got a Daytona 500 win as a car owner.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a guy who's speaking post that and saying like, no, I wouldn't trade any championship for a Daytona win because this is a guy who's already got one as an owner.
We've talked about this with Kyle Busch, and I'm going to bring it up again, but I think being a father has changed Tony Stewart. I think he's at the point where he's got what he needs. He doesn't need anything else. He's just doing it now just to do it.
Right.
You know, I think he's accomplished everything he needs to accomplish. He's proven his point in everything he's been in. That's all he's got to say. And now he's just doing it for him. He's doing it just for fun.
Do you think he talks Junior into getting into a drag race?
You know, I think Junior doing that thing at Talladega with Cletus showed Junior the speed and the what those cars actually can do. As I mean, just driving what he was driving. I don't know if you'll see Junior drive something to that extent, but maybe something.
I mean, you're
lower.
not seeing Junior get into a top fuel dragster.
No,
soon.
but like I could see Junior getting in like a Chevy sponsored Copo Camaro or like a factory stock car. You know what I mean? I think you could see that 100%.
I think you would see in like a heavy street type thing.
Kurt Busch did it. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Kurt did it. Tony's doing it now. I mean,
Junior likes like grassroots racing so much. Like he could do that kind of stuff. Like, in Georgia when they do No Mercy and Lights Out and all that. I could see him doing that type of stuff. I don't see him going into like an actual competitive national series. Like
being friends with
NHRA.
Cletus, I could see him running something at Bradenton.
I would be there for
very
it in a
easily.
heartbeat.
I've missed Tony's deal there the last 2 years. I want to go.
Yeah, I've been on call for both those ones. Kurt ran pro stock some.
Yep.
Can we talk about Junior's burnout that you could still see on the TV
Yeah.
as they were going by it?
But like we talked about it in the state of the sport thing that we did that night, that random live show we did that one night where we just sat here talking. Dude, Cletus is the next big thing in the sport. No matter what anybody says, no matter how many people like it, the people that man has brought to the sport.
Tony Cletus, in a different sense, is like what Danica Patrick was coming to NASCAR 10, 11, 12 years ago.
I think it's bigger.
It's definitely bigger. It's definitely bigger, but it's the same thing where he could wreck out of every race he's in and it would still grow viewership in the sport.
He's to me what Dale Jr. was in the 2000s right now. The way his fan base is, like just the people he brought to the sport by being who he is unreal. What'd we say it was? 35,000 likes on NASCAR Twitter in like a day and a half or something.
I love that he's still like getting fines and stuff while on a probation period. And it's just like, dude, just let it go.
I wonder what it's for.
I'm assuming the last one. So the reason why he's on probation was I think it was something to do with the cameras or something like that they put in the car that they weren't allowed.
No,
to put in the
it's
car.
something personal protection stuff.
That was this past weekend. So
that was the first one.
That was originally why I think it was his helmet cam or something. Like he wanted to have his helmet cam on and it wasn't a NASCAR approved thing, whatever. When we went to Talladega, he did that front stretch interview before he got in the car and he got in the car without his Hans on. So he had to come back, get the Hans put on and all that. So I'm assuming that's what this new fine was for. What's up, Brandon?
What's going on, B?
And Cletus in 3 months has done more of an effort of growing the sport than NASCAR has done in 6 years.
And here's what I'll tell you. Okay. As a short track racer locally, was I opposed to him at first? Yes, 100%. But what he's done since then has turned me around. The man is unreal. His face, his personality, everything about him. I mean, we went to the big league this year, walked by him. He said hi, what's up, guys? Like he's a normal dude. He's not, he's not like one of these guys that his brain is too big for his freaking, his ego, his ego's, he's just one of us in a millionaire's body. He's just a race fan. He loves racing.
In a millionaire's body is the
I'm not wrong,
there.
but I'm not wrong. I mean, he's got the money to do whatever he wants. Good for him. I love it. I love everything he does for the sport, whether it's his little shows. I watched Indy the other night. Me and Brandon had it on Friday night. We watched the Indy 800 with Tony Stewart and Biffle and all those guys in it. You know,
I love how Biffle's just becoming a part of the crew now.
oh, dude, he's but that is I think NASCAR kept him toned down. You know,
Right.
I think it kept him down to earth for so long, and now he's not racing. He's out of his shell. He's doing all this stuff, and to see him join those guys and be part of their crew is awesome because he just fits in.
Right. Right.
But that NASCAR group, I mean, he's got Bowman, he's got LaJoie, he's got Michael Waltrip, he's got Larry Mack. I mean, these guys are normals on his stuff now, and they all, you know, they just fall into his friend group and all BS and clown around, and you know, it gets these guys away from the everyday life of racing that they do.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's no nonsense. I mean, it is all nonsense. It's no bullshit, all fun, you know, go out and just race, you know.
Squirrel asking for an autograph mid-interview was hilarious.
Yeah. Right on his forehead.
Oh man. A truck race Friday night. I missed everything on the Truck and Xfinity side, but I watched back a little bit of the truck race. I saw who was it that went down in the grass and completely caved in the front end.
The JBL truck.
Is that Ruggiero?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
I saw that.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I do want to bring up something, and it's going to be my last. I'm going to try to make it my last negative piece of the show. If we could just leave scoring loop data in like the last decade, that'd be phenomenal. We are in a place where technology is so far advanced, and there's cameras at every angle. We no longer need to go to a scoring loop that was 6 feet before an incident occurred. The moment of caution, you pause the footage. This is where the cars line up, because I don't know. As happy as I was to see Heim win, I felt like Raja was ahead when the caution came out. But because we do this whole going back to the last scoring loop bullshit, it puts Heim in the lead at a track where not only restarting on the front row is king, but having lane choice is king on the restart. And that's how you end up. I don't know. You tell me.
It's going back to exactly what you said. Like, I get going back to the last scoring loop, but I don't. Like, do it short track style. Go back to the last completed lap.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another part of the thing is you as the viewer don't have anything to go off of visually to see where the last scoring loop was. You know what you do have visually? What the order was on the last completed lap.
When you cross the line. That's, I mean, in my eyes, that's how short track racing is. That's how short track racing has been forever. I mean, granted, they don't count cautions on most short track racing.
Yeah, no, you'd have to count cautions here. We'd be here all night.
But you're under caution. I understand those. You can get everybody lined up very quickly. I mean, right now, think about it. Stage ends. How many laps are we going on a stage break right now?
I think it's at least 7. It's
absolutely ridiculous. And I understand. Get everybody where they need to be. Get your break in. Do whatever. You're getting enough freaking commercials in that we don't have to go to break right as stage ends. Get this shit lined up and go.
Going back to Talladega, we had a caution with we had a commercial break with like 11 to go or 15 to go. Came back at 10 to go. Went back to commercial with 8 to go.
Mm-hmm.
The final 8 laps, I don't give a shit if it's a road course, if it is a short track, if it is a super speedway. I don't care if they're recording a race down the aisles of your local Walmart. You do not go to commercial with 8 laps left in the race.
Want to go race at Walmart?
You want to go race shopping carts real
We'll get a
quick?
couple buggies, dude. But to me, I think that number should be even higher. So like you go to Bristol, you go to Martinsville, I don't want to see a caution for the last 50.
Right.
You know, even make it lower than that. Make it 30, 25 even. I mean, you shouldn't be having a caution in that last period. You have enough your commercial, excuse me. You've had enough commercials throughout the race. Talladega, I mean, we talked about it. It was every 3, 4, 5 laps at some point. Less than
Right.
that. I mean, we had 2, 3 laps. They'd come back and go 2 laps yellow or commercial. It's getting ridiculous. And I understand we gotta promote these companies because that's what's keeping us here. That's what's keeping us on. I understand. But it's the same freaking commercials every time.
Right.
You know, that's the thing is it's not like we're getting a new set of commercials. We're getting the same ones. I don't care how many times we have to see Liberty Bibberty over and over, dude. You know,
joking about that on the in Discord about it.
dude, you know, it's the same things. And granted, as a fan in the 90s and 2000s, we were seeing more racing related, car related stuff. Day and age has changed. I understand. I'm not a boomer. I'm not that guy that we got to go back and get to this, but give us shit we want to see. Give us commercials with our drivers in it. Give us stuff about we get one commercial every 4 or 5 breaks about the next race coming up next week. There's way more shit we can do. There's better breaks we can have. I mean, you know, when you're watching football, what kind of commercials are you getting? Shit related to football.
Yeah.
That's my gripe for today. That is my 100%. Like, if you're going to give us all these commercials, give us shit we want to see.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of Xfinity. I saw a couple laps here and there. What I did see was good. I saw the grass wreck with Williams and all those guys. It honestly looked like an iRacing race watching that race yesterday. From what I saw and the little bit I saw, it looked like guys on iRacing.
Sorry, I'm filling something out.
You're good.
Actually, this thing just froze on me. Oh, that's why it froze on me.
So while we've got a little break here, I'm gonna bring up a little point of one of our great segments, which is the Big Junk of the Week award.
Did we do it after Oh, come on, Big Junk. There we go. We did Rockingham with Swallich. So who are we going with on Talladega? I think you have 2 clear-cut options.
Elton Sawyer.
You have 3 clear-cut options. You have Christopher Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Connor Zillich.
I think Zillich gets it. Just based off.
It did take him out of the.
It took him out this week, and if you heard his interview this week, he said he may be back for Charlotte.
And that's 2 weeks away.
And he's supposed to run both races that weekend.
I'm sorry, 3 weeks away.
3 weeks away. He's supposed to run the Cup race as well. He's supposed to run the 600.
Do you want to go over what our Big Junk awards have been? I mean, I'm good with going Connor Zillich here.
I think that's the only, besides Elton Sawyer, that's the clear-cut choice.
We had Ty Gibbs at the Clash, Castro Neves for the Duels, Priest for the 500, Ty Gibbs for Atlanta, Denny Hamlin for Coda, Austin Hill at Phoenix, Cody Ware at Las Vegas, Ryan Blaney at Homestead, the entire Xfinity race at Martinsville, Kyle Larson at Darlington, Brennan Poole, Sheldon Creed at Bristol, William Swallich at Rockingham, and now Connor Zillich at Talladega.
This week, I can already say I've got 2 in the running. I would say Gio Ruggiero from the truck race is up there for sure, because that was
Chris Wright's getting it.
Chris Wright would be in there. Yeah, that would be another one. But
I'm at the point where I don't care what happens today. It's going to be Chris Wright.
we could probably also throw Sheldon Creed in that.
Yeah, could throw Sheldon Creed in that.
But we'll see what happens today. I mean,
Phil, I think we need to go over some picks here because we had the funniest pick results last week. Phil beat me by one spot with Brad Keselowski, and I had Ryan Blaney, who were both wrapped up in the same wreck that took both of them out.
We were talking on Discord, and I was like, picks. And I'm looking through it. I'm like, oh, dude, both of our picks are out. It's like, oh my God.
So the scoreboard.
I'm making a little comeback here. I've had a couple in a row.
The scoreboard is I still lead it 7-4. So Phil, who are you going with for Texas?
Let me go to my starting lineup here. And
by the way, we still have to go over the Xfinity race. We're not done here.
Yeah, we're not. Let's see. Man, I've taken most of the guys in the top 10 already. I'm going to go with a guy this week that needs a good run. He's been struggling a little bit lately. I'm going to go with Daniel Suarez. I don't think I've taken him yet.
You're taking Suarez. I felt like I was kind of waiting to do this, but
Suarez has had a couple decent run on 1.5 miles, and I think, they've also been good on fuel mileage runs, and I think you might see a decent fuel mileage run today. Dude, can we talked about it in our group chat while you're looking at what you're looking at. SVG is just struggling lately, but it's not just SVG, it's the Trackhouse cars in general.
Yeah, they're all struggling pretty good.
I mean, you got SVG qualified 37th again. A full second off the pole. Ross is back there again in 31st. Suarez 25th. I mean,
I'm gonna take Josh Berry with Carson Hocevar as my sleeper.
I'm gonna take Hocevar for my sleeper as well.
We've done this back-to-back weeks now where we both taken Hocevar as a sleeper. That win is right around the corner, man.
Yeah, he's right there, man. And we were talking about it yesterday in our group chat again. We were talking during qualifying, and they were all putting down good laps, or it might have been, I think it was practice. They put down good laps, and we're like, yeah, we'll see what happens when qualifying comes around. And then he goes out and gets the pole, and I was like, okay. I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like the momentum has shifted from Trackhouse to Spire. For Chevrolet. Yeah. Because, I mean, you got Justin Haley 15th, Michael McDowell 5th, Hocevar on the pole. I mean, all their programs in general, their Truck Series programs starting to step up and look really good. All their guys that are in, I mean, granted, they got some big names running for them here and there, but their trucks are looking good. I mean, it's good to see that momentum. I know those guys. I know a lot of those guys personally on that crew. I know from when they first started out, we were pretty close with their guys when I was in NASCAR. So good to see them having some good runs and putting some stuff together.
I guess we can go over some fantasy picks too, just because we're in this little section. I'm going with Hocevar, Byron, Cindric, McDowell, Berry, and Bowman in my garage. On my picks, I'm going Reddick over Chase, Bubba over Suarez, Ross over Brad, and Cindric over Logano.
All right. So I switched it up a little bit this week, and I used a couple guys that I've used quite a bit, which one is Hocevar because you can't bet against him this week. He's looked good. Josh Berry's in my picks again. I took Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs has been looking pretty strong lately. Hope he has a decent run. I put Bubba in, Denny, and I got Cindric in my garage. So all my guys are pretty much top 10 starting guys, even my garage pick. So, and then I went Reddick over Elliott, Bubba over Suarez. I took Brad over Ross, and I took Cindric over Joey.
Our league standings, which Vince and I finished 1-2 last week, and because of the disqualifications to Logano and Priest,
Absolutely screwed me.
yeah, we fell way back. Overall, Kyle Larson's iRacing account, Vince in first, Ryan Schreck second, Manda Love third, myself in fourth, the NASCAR's Consistency, fifth, One Blue Weston, sixth, Dale's Mustache, seventh, King J Hip Racing 3, eighth, Door Bumper Not Cleared, ninth, Ruggs Motorsports, 10th, Cole the Bull 24, 11th, Jackhammer JT, 12th is Phil, Mr. Excitement, 13 is Junior's Wild Bandits, 14th is Casual Chaos, 15th is Priscilla, 16th is Victor, 17th is Tate, T. Cawthorn 88, and 18th is Josh's Berries.
Yeah, I had Logano and Priest last week.
Same.
So I dropped 2 spots. I went from 10th to 12th. Brandon benefited from it and gained 2 spots.
Last week, that made Brandon finish 5th.
I love how it's like, I love how the DQs are coming now. Like I actually love that people are getting DQ'd for stuff. And from the sounds of it, those missing washers and missing bolt is what I was told those were on the spoilers on both of those cars.
Yeah.
And then I saw on Twitter, somebody said, "Hey, Joey Logano, are you missing this?" And it was stuck in their radiator, and it was a washer.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But yesterday's Xfinity race, Justin Allgaier dominated, like we said. Looked really good. And then Chris Wright.
Chris freaking Wright, man.
You know, there's always one guy that you mention his name over and over through the season for being a freaking weapon, and Chris Wright just happens to be that guy this year.
Chris Wright is a weapon, bro. Chris Wright is an absolute weapon. Should not be on the racetrack. Always in the way. Always doing something stupid. It started at Daytona. It started with him not slowing down on the pit road, coming in at 120 miles an hour, just blowing everybody up. I mean, just. And at no point is NASCAR going to step in and say, you can't be on the track anymore. You're too much of a danger. It won't happen.
No, it's one of those things that, dude, there's been a few drivers I can think of that were the same way. I mean, John West Townley was one of them. Shane Meal back in the day was the same way.
Shane Meal was a weapon.
Dude, Shane Meal was always wrecking. I remember that time Dale Jarrett walked down the front stretch of Bristol and grabbed him by the helmet and he gave him the finger and just Dale Jarrett just walked away. But like, it's bad for the sport. It's a bad look because you've got guys out here. These are supposed to be our premier drivers. These are supposed to be our guys who are wanting to move up and impressing people. And the only thing he's impressing is freaking, I don't know, dude. But I gotta watch it. We might find the one Chris Wright fan out there on Twitter.
And this is where pay-to-play drivers don't work out.
Dude, granted, one of the best looking paint schemes on the racetrack.
He's got great paint schemes, but can't drive worth a
good looking cars. But holy shit, he said John West Townley. I mean, holy hell. I love Zaxby's.
I love Zaxby's.
Rest in peace, John West Townley.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's back to the state of the sport thing, man. You know, it goes back to the state of the sport thing. It's pay to play. And so have you seen the podcast with Bert Kreischer? Did I mention that last week? The Bert Kreischer podcast with Kyle and Samantha Bush?
No.
Dude, you need to check that out. That's a good one. I can't remember what the name of the podcast is. It's Bert Kreischer, and they're in a kitchen.
Yeah, it's him cooking in his kitchen. I watched one of them a couple days ago. I forgot who he had on it, but
So
I was
he's like,
watching it.
do you have a personal chef when you're on the road? And he's like, yeah, her name's Samantha. And he's like, but it's true Kyle. Like it's not racetrack Kyle. It's true like Kyle Busch, like unfiltered, uncensored, and it's a good.
I thought him
good
on
watch.
BBC this week was great.
Really good, really good. I want to see more guests like that. You know,
Someone who's still in the car, still racing.
I like a lot of their stuff they're bringing on, though. Some of the older people that have ties to the sport with, Tommy Baldwin's going to bring a lot more variety to that show.
Right.
I'm still looking for our logo. If you see this,
Dude,
Fred,
I'm telling
Freddie, you owe me that logo somewhere on your podcast. You told me it was going to be there.
you need to tweet him today about it.
When I get to your house, we'll tweet him from the Clean Air Show. Freddie, I'm waiting to see that logo somewhere. You told me it was going to be there, you liar. Love those guys, though, man. That's one of the best shows, one of the best podcasts for our sport. Just
Phil, let's end on a positive. Do you have a fun facts with Phil today?
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
It's not like the show changes times any week.
I know. I didn't. Let me see. Let's see. Did you know that Texas Motor Speedway, the front grandstand is constructed of 2 million pounds of aluminum and 15,000 tons of steel?
I said end with a positive.
Hold on, I'm done. I'm not done yet.
Not telling you about something that's going to have half its support weight on it today.
Enough hot dogs are sold in a year to circle 1.5 million ovals 6 times, boys.
There we
That's
go.
where we'll end.
That's a positive. That's where we're ending it. Everybody enjoy Texas today because
hopefully
I sound so like shitty about it. And it's just Texas sucks. Texas is awful. It's an awful fucking track. Can I rant about something else before we go today?
What about a positive note? What happened?
No, you know what? We got to end this on a negative because I don't want to think about Texas anymore. Bass Pro Shops. Would it kill you to have a more efficient checkout process?
Come on, Johnny Morris. We know you're listening.
There's like 10 checkout lines. They're all backed up into the fishing section. Because the people checking out items are going scan, place in bag, scan, place in bag, scan, place back. God forbid you get behind somebody who just bought 10 shirts that are on hangers, because now the hanger throws us all for a loop.
And then they fold them all nice too.
Yeah. Scan, 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 fold, place while they're paying for it. It speed up the whole process.
Literally, I just got a message like 5 minutes ago from Ian asking what I was doing after the show if I wanted to go to Bass Pro.
You might want to take him up on that offer.
No, I'm coming to your house. We're going to see what we can do about hanging these freaking die casts so your room looks nice and decorated back there.
Yeah, it's going to improve like back here a lot. So I'm thinking like over here.
Dude, your trees are looking real nice right now, though.
I trimmed those. I trimmed those 2 weeks ago.
They look real good.
Thank you. Here, let me back up so the lighting can adjust.
Yep.
Maybe.
Little triple date.
Yeah, I trimmed those the other day.
They look good.
The other day.
Well, everybody, enjoy Texas. We'll see you.
Try to enjoy Texas.
We're going to have to record this week.
Oh.
But I got my new schedule set and I am off every other Sunday now. So
perfect. You know, this would be a good question for you guys. Would you want us to pre-record and upload every Sunday, or when we have to record during the week, do you want us to be live? That's up to you.
And I'm cool with going live one night during the week. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
You know, or do you want it to just stay where if we can go live on Sundays, we just do live on Sundays, and then other than that, it's just pre-recorded on Sundays?
Me, I like live because we have the interaction. We have everybody to put their input in on what we're talking about. That's the one thing that gets me liking live more than recording.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I would like the man who's been dedicated to us this whole time. I would like Patrick to come on here one day and actually talk to us.
I'd be good with that for sure.
I think Patrick's got some good input on a lot of things. I like his input on a lot of things we talk about. I'd like to get him on here one day and have him chat with us.
Patrick has supported us since day one.
I know he's been with
Patrick
you before even
me.
Clean Air.
Yeah, Patrick supported me when we were loose lugs. Well, not we as in you and I, but when I had loose lugs going.
But want to say appreciate all you guys being here. Appreciate the input. Appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out with us. I know we're trying some new things, trying to get everything built up here. I think it's working. We're gaining some followers. So
make sure you subscribe, follow, like us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Clean Air Show. Follow us, subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. It improves the algorithm for it. It helps us out a ton. Other than that, if you're not subscribed,
about the Clean Air Show Discord as well.
Yes. Yeah, message me if you want that. Other than that, if you're not subscribed, you're not followed to us, you're not liking us, Victor's got a special message for you.